4 black players just made sick ultimatum to NFL of what they want to force white fans to do for a month. When most Americans turn on the television to watch a football game, the last thing they want is to be bombarded with the political viewpoints of protesting millionaire athletes whining about their oppression of living in America. The NFL has a catastrophe on their hands at this point, as their protesting players are now turning away fans in droves, with their viewership down a startling 14% just since last year. But in a move steeped in complete insanity, the NFL is doubling down on their plans to alienate their vastly patriotic fan base, with the sickening change they plan to make for the month of November. Several days ago, we brought you the incredibly disturbing story about the sick new version of protests that Seahawks player Michael Bennett started last weekend. Not satisfied with quietly protesting on the sideline while the national anthem plays, he's now taking his protests onto the football field and disrupting the game, where he's now flashing a Black Power salute every time he sacks a white player on the field. The Black Power salute is a disgusting racist symbol that black supremacists have used for decades to display their supremacy over the white race. During the second quarter of the game against the 49ers over the weekend, Bennett celebrated tacking white quarterback Brian Hoyer by flashing the Black Power fist into the air. This gesture was a head nod to black supremacists around the country, where the all-black media confirmed Bennett's actions were a pro-Black Power gesture in the following tweet. But unfortunately, Bennett isn't stopping there with his outlandish racism. He's now demanding that all fans and the NFL comply with his anti-American and anti-cop views, with the ridiculous ultimatum he gave to the NFL this week. Similarly to how the NFL dedicates an entire month to breast cancer awareness, Bennett, along with several other protesting athletes, want the entire month of November to be officially recognized by the NFL as a month to protest America's police officers, and the oppression that blacks feel with living in our country. A memo sent to the NFL demanding that they turn November into an activism awareness month to protest police in America is being led by Seattle Seahawks Michael Bennett, Philadelphia Eagles Malcolm Jenkins, Eagles Torrey Smith and former NFL player Anquan Boldin. All these players have been very vocal with their protests all year, with Bennett swearing during preseason to continue Colin Kaepernick's protesting legacy. The memo makes ridiculous claims against America's police officers, including the claim that police were responsible for the shooting death of Trayvon Martin, even though he wasn't shot by police officers at all, but by Neighborhood Watch volunteer, George Zimmerman. But these black players are blinded by their hatred of all police officers in America, as they throw in unsubstantiated cries of racism to pressure the NFL into supporting their anti-cop views. U.S. Herald reported on the other incidents of blacks being killed by cops these players are attempting to use as their basis for their demands, even though many officers involved in these shootings were completely exonerated by the judicial system. They reported. Alton Sterling was shot by police while trying to draw his gun during a struggle with officers. The officer who shot Jordan Edwards was fired and indicted. Sterling was shot by police after he attempted to pull out a gun on police officers while engaged in a struggle. The officer was indicted and fired. It may be important to note to people of all races and religions that pulling a gun on a cop may result in immediate death. Here's the memo that was sent to the NFL with the ridiculous other demands they're making. To be clear, we are asking for your support. We appreciate your acknowledgement on the call regarding the clear distinction between support and permission. For us, support means, bear all or part of the weight of, hold up, give assistance to, especially financially, enable to function or act. We need support, collaboration and partnerships to achieve our goal of strengthening the community. There are a variety of ways for you to get involved. Similar to the model we have in place for players to get involved, there are 3 tiers of engagement based on your comfort level. To start, we appreciate your agreement on making this an immediate priority. In your words, from protest to progress, we need action. What's even more sickening is that the NFL commissioner is siding with these cop-hating black supremacists, as Roger Goodell is now convinced that these protesters have legitimate beef with white America and our nation's cops. Rather than doing his damn job as the NFL commissioner, where his duties include overseeing the ventures of the NFL and coordinating games. Goodell is now turning the NFL into a political organization. He's now joining several anti-cop players to make a trip to the Philadelphia Police Department to investigate the police there for potential racism, under the guise of taking a closer look at the inner workings of Philadelphia's criminal justice system. The NFL league has invested quite a bit of money into falsely presenting themselves as patriotic organization over the years, but it appears as though the game is finally up. NFL games have been completely hijacked by race-baiting liberals who are now using America's favorite pastime as a disgusting platform to spew their anti-American and cop-hating antics. It's absolutely disgusting that the commissioner of the NFL is choosing to side with these protesters, where his trip to Philadelphia speaks volumes that he in fact shares these players' nasty anti-cop and anti-American views. Will you still watch the NFL if they dedicated the month of November to protesting America's police officers? Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.